Women are a lot like cats. Now, before I get into the concept of that, I'm just going to tell you a quick story about how my friend introduced me to a girl. My friend went to another school about 45 minutes away, and he had a crush on this girl. He started dating this girl, and this girl had a best friend, and I was his best friend. I was single, so he tried to hook me up with her best friend, and it worked out briefly until one day there was a school dance coming up. Now, mind you, I was still in high school. I was probably a sophomore or maybe a junior in high school, and they were around the same age, just different school. And in order to go to another school and go dance at their school at an event, you needed to get a paper signed by both schools, and you had to go through a whole lot of bull crap to be able to make that work out. So I was introduced to this girl. This girl seemed like she kind of had a thing for me. I definitely had a thing for her. And I got my paper signed. I don't know what she did, but she ended up screwing me over. She didn't get her paper signed. So when I showed up that night at the dance, I was all dressed up, ready to go, ready to introduce myself to the rest of my boys' friends, ready to introduce myself to this girl and to the other people that were at the school there. She didn't get her paper signed, and pretty much I couldn't get in this dance. So since I couldn't get in this dance, I decided to hang around the lobby for a little bit. I was too embarrassed to call my aunt who had just dropped me off, and I just didn't know what to do, honestly. So after about 15 minutes of waiting in the lobby, I just started walking outside. I walked all around town. I walked to this store. I walked away from the school. I walked all over the place. It started raining. I'm in my dress shoes, my dress pants, all that. And I'm just kind of embarrassed. Embarrassed walking around because I knew that this girl was not really into me like I thought she was. And she screwed me over and embarrassed me. And after walking around for 2 hours, I pulled up back at the school, and the dance was pretty much over. I saw her and her friends and my friend walk out, happy because they just had fun dancing and having fun with their friends. Meanwhile, I was just, the loner just walking around and had nothing to do. My aunt picked me up, and when I got in the car, I was just pretty depressed on the way home. I was pretty upset about that. I didn't know how to feel about the whole thing. But anyways, the moral of the story is you have to pick up on social cues, guys. If you don't pick up on social cues that women are giving you or people are giving you in general, because it's not just women. I talk about women in this because we're going to get into the concept of how they're kind of like cats, but the moral of the story is everybody gives off social cues of whether they're interested or not interested in talking, communicating, hanging out, or anything with you. And I just didn't pick up on these cues. Now, let's get into the concept of how women are like cats, because I think they're very similar. Sorry for the quick interruption, but do you know what's more sad and depressing than this story? My Instagram following. So please go give Real Gunslingers a follow on Instagram. Now back to the program. Now, if you have a cat, I have a cat, or if you've been around cats, you probably know that the worst thing you can do is run after a cat or chase after a cat. Because the moment that you run after or chase after a cat, that cat is going to react and run away as fast as possible and hide under the couch, hide under the bed, run upstairs, whatever you name it. So that's the same way women are. If you keep chasing, running after them, getting all in their face, doing too much, they're going to run away and they're going to hide. And they're going to tell all their friends to run away and hide from you too. So just keep that in mind. But if, and I mean if you sit down in peace and just be yourself and just hang out, maybe you're sitting on the couch with the rest of your family or whatever, that cat might come around and just sit right up next to you and just take a nap. And that's because the mood is more calm. Everything is more calm. You're not chasing the cat around. You're not running after it, because cats do not like to be chased or ran after. It invokes an instinct deep inside of their body, deep inside of their brains, that tells them they need to run and evade danger. This is the same thing that you do to women. And you have to understand, women are the smaller and weaker sex. So they have a lot of things mentally that get triggered by certain things that men do. So if you are talking to a woman and you notice that she's turning the other way, you notice that her body language is turned the other way, you notice that her shoulders are up, you notice that she's more enclosed than usual, then maybe you don't want to keep talking to that girl. Maybe she's not interested. Maybe you just leave that girl alone. That's something that I learned, and that's something that you guys should learn too. So, just a quick story. If you like more content like this and you want to see more of it, then like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know.